What's going on, guys? Today we're doing a full interior and exterior detail on this Tesla, and I'm going to be taking you guys along for the entire process from start to finish, and just kind of showing you what exactly it takes to detail a car like this, so you guys can just kind of see all that. So looking at the befores, you guys can see this car is very, very filthy. We are going to be addressing kind of just every part of this car. This car actually does live and is daily driven on a gravel road. So that kind of shows here. You guys can see it's kind of tracked into the inside, but also very much there on the outside, as you guys could see from those before. So starting off with the wheels, we're just going to be rinsing everything off here, as you guys can see me doing. We are then going to be applying a cleaner to the wheel wells, tires, and wheels, and then starting with the inner barrels of the wheels. We're just going to be addressing those, and then we are going to be cleaning the face of the wheel, as you guys can see me doing here. And then after we address the face of the wheel, we're going to be moving on to scrubbing the actual tire, as you guys can see me doing here. And then once that is completed, we're just going to be rinsing it off. And because these wheels are actually such a light color, you really notice when they're clean, because they look just so much better than when they're dirty. They kind of just look grungy and just kind of worn and not good at all when they're dirty, but obviously they really do improve when they're clean. So after we do that, we're just foaming down the surface, as you guys can see here, and this will just kind of lift up and remove any really surface level dirt, and just kind of make it easier when we actually go to do the agitation wash. So obviously we rinse that off, and then we're just going to begin the agitation wash here. We were making sure to dip the wash mitt back into the wash bucket every 2 panels or so, kind of depending on how dirty the car is. This is just going to prevent like any cross contamination or dragging dirt from one panel to another. And obviously, because this car was so dirty, we are going to be following that rule. So after we do that, we're just going to be rinsing it off. You guys saw I actually applied a drying aid to kind of speed up the drying of this the drying process of this Tesla. It'll just kind of help with the beating of the water and help it kind of get off the surface as fast as possible. And then you guys can see here the water's beating off very, very well. So after we do that, we're just going to be drying the car, which you guys can see here. We also did apply a spray wax just to kind of boost that protection that's already on the car, and just kind of, obviously give it some more protection so that it's just, always protected, really. And that's kind of the goal of maintenance detailing and that whole kind of thing. So you guys can see here, just drying the car. A few things to note about this process. Once again, we're just doing one spray of spray wax on just each panel and window. And we're making sure to really get into all the cracks and crevices and make sure that everything is really dry so that when the customer drives away, like doors and the door handles and the mirrors don't start dripping as they tend to do when, you go to a car wash or something like that. So after you guys saw we applied tire dressing, after we do that and finish drying the car, we're just addressing the rubber floor mats on the interior here. And these we'll just kind of address in the very similar way to how we will detail the tires and wheels. So you guys saw we just rinsed them, applied some cleaner, some degreaser, and then we're just agitating them, and then we're just rinsing them. And this is just kind of the most effective way that I've found to go about this because of its efficiency and really just how well it actually does it. So after we do that, we're just going to start by vacuuming, and the steering wheel's kind of in the way here, but we just want to vacuum up all the loose dirt and kind of make it easier to clean. So after we vacuumed, we're moving on to just steam cleaning and cleaning every single surface on the interior, so all the leather seats, the dashboard, the center console, all the door panels, as well as like the steering wheel, the air vents, right? Like the touch screen, the gauge screen. And all those surfaces obviously need to be addressed. You guys saw this car was pretty dirty before we detailed it. So obviously all those areas need to be addressed. And then after we do that, we're just moving on to dressing all these surfaces. So dressing the front trunk here, you guys see, and then dressing the leather seats, as well as the steering wheel, the door panels, all those surfaces that we cleaned. Obviously, we want to dress them to kind of rehydrate them and bring back any moisture that the cleaner may or may not have kind of taken away. So after we do that, we're just going to clean the glass, as you guys see here. And we always clean glass last because that way it just kind of works the best with our system and with our exact like steps we use. And then you guys can just take a look at the after result here. Obviously, it looks really, really good. That red kind of cherry paint is just bending in the sunlight and in the kind of in those clouds. You guys can see it almost like absorbs those clouds. And it just looks really, really good. And then moving to the interior, you guys can see the floor mats look really good. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out at any time, and we'll see you guys in the next video.